All right, guys, Scipio here with Blastercraft, and I gotta say, please, for the love of all that is good and holy in this world, stop making stupid arguments about this guy. I'm talking about the slide stop or the slide release. Look, this argument has been going since biblical times. If you go back to the Old Testament in Genesis, I'm sure you'll find a reference to a debate about whether or not this is a slide stop or a slide release, and whether or not you should use it to return the slide to battery on a pistol. Here's the thing, guys. Your arguments are stupid. I'm throwing it out there. I'm seeing it constantly in social media where people are like asking a question about a slide stop or extended slide stop, or how do I get more leverage, or how do I keep it from accidentally engaging the slide stop when I'm shooting, and struggles that I've actually dealt with as well. And there's about 1 billion people who will, without thinking, like autonomously, will go in and say, that thing's not a slide release, it's a slide stop, get some training. First of all, get over that. Your arguments about that are stupid. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't take a position on whether or not you should use the slide stop or slide release, or you should use a, over the top or a slingshot method. Make your position, make your stand. Just don't use stupid arguments to back it up. Here's the stupid arguments that I hear constantly. First of all, a big one. If you're gonna be in a gunfight, you're gonna lose all your fine motor skills, and you're not going to be able to operate this effectively with your thumb, so you need to use big, gross, monkey motor skills to operate the slide. Well, that argument sucks, because you have a button here for magazine release, right? Same exact finger, thumb, that gets used for that. That's okay, everybody's okay with that. But this thing, that's out of the question, all right? So, kind of a dumb excuse. By the way, what about this thing? Huh? What about that? So, if in a gunfight this becomes unusable, wouldn't this become unusable too? All right? So, let's stop these are fine motor skills. Those are not fine motor skills. Those are gross motor skills. You're literally pushing and punching with an appendage. That is not a fine motor skill. A fine motor skill would be spinning a dial, to a certain level. It's a dial from, 0 to 11, Spinal Tap fans. And you're gonna put it right on 10. Getting that put on 10, that's a fine motor skill. That takes careful coordination. This does not take careful coordination. It's literally the simplest thing you can do with a finger, all right? So that's not a fine motor skill. And to be honest with you, what's going to fail in a stress situation, and I have some personal experience here, what's going to fail is not your ability to move your fingers, right? What's going to fail is your brain. Your brain's going to get flustered, and you're not going to be able to think well, all right? Which is why you need to train and constantly get used to doing things so that your brain doesn't have to be involved in the decision about what to do. All right, but your fingers aren't suddenly going to stop working, and you're not going to be able to hit that button. So that's number one. The fine motor skill argument, remember, we have this button here, everybody's okay with that one. We have this button here, everybody's okay with that one, but God forbid you try and do this under stress. That just won't work. I cry BS on that one. Here's the other stupid argument. It actually makes me laugh just thinking about it. It's called a slide stop, so you shouldn't use it as a slide release. If they wanted you to use it as a slide release, they'd have called it a slide release. That is one of the stupidest arguments ever. All right, so here's the thing. It is called a slide stop or a slide lock in many gun nomenclature, manuals and things like that. Okay, I get it. Does that mean it can't be used to release the slide? If that's your argument, let's talk about this button here. What is this called? What is this called right here that releases the magazine? You know what that's called? It's called a magazine catch. Glock calls this part a magazine catch. Well, if it's a magazine catch, you shouldn't use it to release the magazine. It's designed to catch it. Yeah, because your argument is stupid. The name of the thing doesn't always dictate its total usage ability, right? So please stop trying to use the argument that they called it a slide stop, not a slide release. They call this a mag catch. And I'm talking about Glock here. I don't know what everybody else calls it. They call this a mag catch, not a mag release. Yet we are perfectly comfortable using that as a mag release. All right? So let's be fair. If we're gonna do things, let's do it across the board. Here's the final argument I'm going to give you, and that is Glock says not to use this as a slide release. Glock says, and nobody can tell me who at Glock, Glock says this is a slide stop. You should not use this as a slide release. Hold on. Let's see what Glock says. I haven't actually even opened this. This is a manual for my Glock 19 Gen 4. Let's look at nomenclature. First of all, yep, they call that a slide stop lever. Okay, and yep, this is called a magazine catch. So again, that doesn't mean we can only catch the magazine. We can also release it with it. Let's get back to what I was looking for. Oh, check it out. Page 22 in the Glock manual. Freeze frame that. Step number 5. Let me read this to you. Release the slide to return it to the forward closed position by either pressing the slide stop lever down or grasping the rear of the slide at the serrations with your other hand and pulling the slide fully back and then releasing it. Whoa, mind blown. Glock, official manual. Release the slide by either pressing the slide stop lever. Now everybody keeps saying Glock says don't use the slide stop. Glock says, and here's proof, you can use the slide stop lever. That's a function of this little button. All right, so I think that there are some valid arguments on why you should choose to use the over-the-top or the slingshot method over the slide stop lever method. And I'm okay with that. It might be you carry several different platforms of pistols, and that lever may be in different positions, and you want to be consistent every time, and you know every time you do this, it's going to work. I'm okay with that. You want to do a battlefield pickup, and you want to be able to pick up any gun and not know where all the controls are and get it into battery, that works. I'm okay with that. If you're going to use those arguments, I'm perfectly fine. Just stop using the argument about nomenclature, Glock says don't do it, and fine motor skills. Those 3 things I think are BS. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.